Well, there were unfortunately a whole lot of run plays to break down in that Seahawks game against the Chiefs on Sunday, and the Chiefs ran wild, 270 yards. Jamal Charles went crazy. But what I'm trying to do here is show, and again, it's not to pick on any one guy, because on any given play there were a number of guys that struggled. But when you have Carolina coming into the game, and Pete Carroll told us very clearly on Monday, hey, listen, John Fox knows how to run the ball. And what you saw with Kansas City, these weren't exotic schemes. This wasn't, formations and motions and shifts and all. This was just simply lining up and running an 8th grade junior high play that I ran at Aylen Junior High. It's weak right, 49 toss weak. I mean, it's as simple as it gets. What Kansas City did was not extraordinary in their scheme, but it was just a lack of consistency. It was guys not playing the defense. It was guys getting manhandled, not helping each other out. So let me just break down schematically what they must do on Sunday to be so much more stout. And you hear Mike and I talk about setting the edge, and you hear Pete Carroll talk about that. And that is where Red Bryant, when he was in the game, and Aaron Curry were so good at setting the edge. And what that means is at the point of attack, when you're running, in this case it's on the other side, it's Chris Clemons. And Kansas City runs a 49 toss out of weak right, not eye right, weak right, away from the tight end. And they're going to toss the ball to Charles. And what that means is Chris Clemons is so essential at the point of attack of the play. If he gets washed down, if he gets sealed inside, well, all of a sudden you make life very, very difficult on everybody else. You hear about gap control, and each of these guys has a gap control within every defense. And for Chris Clemons, he has got more often than not gap control outside, and his job is not to get sealed in and let that play bounce. But time and again on Sunday, Chris Clemons had a difficult task, and he's trying to pass rush, and he's trying to show different moves, and it's very difficult out on that edge at times, but he got beat more often than not able to set that edge and then really put stress on the rest of the defense. So this was one of the last drives for Kansas City where they just ran and ran and ran, and about a 12-yard gain on a toss that they couldn't stop, and it started with Chris Clemons. So I fully expect Carolina and Jonathan Stewart to run the same plays. Not exotic, pretty simple. Jimmy Clausen, he can toss the ball back. And these were a bunch of battles that you don't win. So first of all, that tackle seals Chris Clemons and gives Charles the edge. Secondly, the fullback. He's in a one-on-one situation now, and he has the angle on David Hawthorne, and he beats him. He blocks him up. The big Dwayne Bowe, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to be a well-coached team, and instead of me blocking Kelly Jennings and leaving Lawyer Malloy unblocked, well, I'm going to come down, and I'm going to do my best to get on Lawyer. And in this case, Lawyer sees everything in front of him. He tries to make a play, right? And he tries to go underneath, and he can't get there. He gets beat on the edge. So now you leave Jamal Charles outside. Now, here's one of the other real kickers, and this is where a Colin Cole was so very good, and what they miss is him inside here at D tackle, allowing these linebackers, be it Hawthorne, and in this case being Tutupu, to be clean, to not allow these two, this guard and center, have a 2-on-1, and their job is to contain, in this case, Junior Saivi, and then get over on Lofa. When that's Colin Cole, he's mashing these two, and Lofa's coming free. When it's Junior Saivi in this case, well, they did it very easily. He got a hand on him. This guard handles him. The center gets up and gets onto Lofa. And now you got yet again another crease in your defense. And why it's a 12-yard gain that everybody's chasing down, that Kelly Jennings gets involved, that Earl gets involved, that finally you stop the play, but it's 12 yards downfield because all of those little details, setting the edge, eating two guys up, containing, keeping your contain, the little details within that defense not getting done, and thus your run defense giving up 270 yards a week ago.